Good evening, everybody. Here we are at another Bay Alumni Foundation interview, and what an honor it is for me to be here with 4 veterans that are all grads of Bay High School. And for me, it's even more special in a way because I've known each of these guys for, in some cases, 40 or more years, and in some 50 or more years. So I've known them as friends, classmates, teammates, a teacher, a mentor, and they're all fellow alumni with all of us. So it's a great opportunity for us to do this in honor of Veterans Day and to honor all the vets that have served, especially those who came from Bay High School. So with us, I think everybody probably knows Al Nelson from the class of '62. He's a Distinguished Educator Hall of Fame member and a trustee for the Alumni Foundation. On the left over here is Steve Menson from '78. He was a classmate and a teammate of mine. Next to Steve is Greg Winters, class of '78, also a classmate and teammate. And John Burnett from '78, classmate and one of my earliest childhood friends. So it's great to be here with you guys. And I've already heard some of the stories and some of the information, so it's going to be great. So let's start with something simple. Which of you had a mother or father who served? Can you give us a little bit of background? I wonder, all of you did. Every one of you had a parent.
Yes.
That's when I wrote the question, I figured there was a connection. So John, give us an indication.
Yeah, my dad graduated from South High School in Youngstown in 1946, and he immediately joined the Army, and he was in for 2 years.
Right after World War II.
Right after World War II. Right.
Al.
My dad, at the time, was living in Chicago, married, and before moving to Bay Village. And he was in the Navy, stationed at Great Lakes, and this was right after the war, and he left it there. That was it.
But there's a lot of father-like son right there, huh?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Greg.
My father was in Korea, but I think probably the largest influence in my joining the Navy was my uncle. Was enlisted, and then he went chief warrant, and he wound up being like the supply officer for the Nimitz and stuff like that.
Oh.
I thought that was impressive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
How about you, Steve?
My dad, he graduated from the Merchant Marine Academy, but when he was in the academy, their senior year, they had to do sea duty, so he was hauling tanks and trucks to Korea.
Oh, wow.
As a merchant mariner.
Well, did you see that movie Greyhound?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
those guys didn't have it easy on those merchant. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I will vouch for that destroyer in there, too. It's rough.
Oh, I
That's
bet it
what I
was.
on, so
Yeah.
that was a tough movie.
Yeah.
How big was the destroyer?
I want to say max maybe 250 feet,
And how many guys?
a little over 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were moving pretty quick. The destroyer is bigger than a cruiser, right?
Cruiser's
Yeah.
bigger.
Oh, a cruiser's
Cruiser's
bigger.
bigger.
Okay.
See, on the Connolly, which was a Spruance class destroyer, which was my first ship, that was like 535 feet long.
Wow.
And like a complement of like 350 men.
Wow.
Okay.
Were you on a destroyer?
No.
What were you on?
I was on the ground.
Oh, that's right. You're a
In
Marine.
trucks.
Sorry. Sorry. And I should go through that. Let's go back around and talk about which branch of the service you were in. So, John, you want to start?
Yeah, I joined the Marine Corps, and I joined, and I was in law school, and I went to Marine Officer Candidate School after my first year of law school, and then I served after graduation for a number of years.
So, going from law school to the Marines, there weren't too many guys following that path.
No, there weren't, and it was funny because at one phase in the training, because there's an officer candidate school for 10 weeks and an officer's basic course for 6 months in Quantico. And I remember sitting in the hand grenade pit holding a live hand grenade, and I said, "I'm probably the only lawyer in the country that has a hand grenade right."
Don't give lawyers hand grenades.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
what do you think?
Although it's often said that lawyers toss a lot of hand grenades in the middle of things. So,
Right.
Al, Navy, right?
I was in the Navy, and out of this group right here, I was the only one that got drafted. At that particular time, the draft was still in vogue, and I got drafted. Matter of fact, I remember coming home middle of the summer, July, and coming home middle of the afternoon, And on my mother's piano was this envelope. And I knew exactly by the return address what this envelope was. You know, you are to report to such and such and such. So I took that letter, didn't even open it, got in the car, drove right down to East 9th Street, and enlisted in the U.S. Naval Reserves.
Never even opened the envelope.
Never even opened the envelope. I don't even know where it is today. Don't care. So, anyway, that was the start of my 2-year Navy career.
How about you, Greg?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I was in the Navy. I was a sonar technician, but it was like back in the day, you know, the Cold War was still on and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, but just to tack on to something about that ship that I was on, this thing, the Spruance class, it had gas turbine engines, and you could, if you had a long enough tow rope, you could water ski off with it.
It was fast.
I kid you not. The rooster tail would get you. That's why you need the long rope. But it was like 0 to 60. Well, they don't put this out, but it was like 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 37 seconds or something like
With
that.
500 guys on it.
With like 350 guys, 535 feet long.
Oh my
You
gosh.
should see the rooster tail. It was just
That's amazing. So how'd you get into the? You went into the Marines.
Yes, I joined. It was a pre-entry program. It's kind of interesting. I actually signed up on December 7th,
Really?
1977. I didn't realize the date when I did that. You know?
Wow.
That was Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's also Nancy's birthday.
So you signed up as just you hadn't even graduated yet.
correct. Yeah, I was still in high school, and delayed entry program. They basically gave you a stripe if you would go in and sign up like that. Delayed entry, they call it.
Wow. Did anybody else in our class do that as well?
Well, Brian Tootin did, but he never showed up.
Okay.
What a surprise.
Brian, if you're watching
It
this,
is what it is.
if you're watching this, Brian, you can get him at the next reunion. So, all right, we're gonna take a break and then we'll come back and cover some things in a second.